Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Talk back into the video today. Today, the Orlando Magic crushed the Atlanta Hawks 120-95 in the play-in tournament. In the first game of the play-in tournament, we will see a total of 6 games played in the play-in tournament, 2 today with this game, and then the Warriors and Grizzlies who are on right now. And then tomorrow will be the Hawks and Bulls, the winner of that game will play the Hawks, and then also the Mavs and Kings tomorrow, who will play the loser of whoever loses this Grizzlies Warriors game, which is pretty tight going into the fourth quarter right now. And then we'll see 2 games on Friday. And so it's gonna be fun to see and how this goes down with the game that's tonight, and then really tomorrow with the Bulls and the Heat. I think it's gonna be a really good game to see who's gonna play this Atlanta Hawks team who got killed today. You got to see a better performance of this Atlanta Hawks team on Friday if you want to get a win to face the Cleveland Cavaliers in the first round. Now, for the Orlando Magic, you get the win 120-95. Paulo Banchero did not look very good in this game. Franz didn't look that great. You got performances, probably the biggest game of Cole Anthony's career. I mean, Cole Anthony, it's not like, I'm not acting like this is the best game he's ever played of his life. I imagine Cole Anthony has scored more than 26 points in a game before. I'm pretty sure he has when I say that. But this is the biggest stage of his, in this point, playing a game like that. I mean, he was all right in the playoffs, but didn't have any games like that. And so to come off and give, in 20 minutes off the bench, 26 points and shoot 4 for 9 from 3, 6 assists, 3 rebounds, it was so huge. And then, also another guy who was huge for this team is Anthony Black, 6 for 7, 3 for 3 from 3, 16 points, 4 rebounds. And I don't think Orlando wins this game if it's without Cole Anthony and Anthony Black. Those two guys, I'll call them the Anthonys, were absolutely amazing today for Orlando. Paulo and Franz, they were not having their best game, and you had guys off the bench like Anthony Black and Cole Anthony step up, and that was huge for them, really, really big. And so I think that's great to see for this Magic team. And Wendell Carter Jr., who was really probably the only starter outside of Franz and Paulo who did good. He was great, 19 points, 7 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 blocks, 8 for 12. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope did not play good in this game. I thought defensively he was actually really good, but only 5 points, 1 for 8, 1 for 7 from 3. Corey Joseph, 3 for 6, 9 points, only played 18 minutes. Franz, 6 for 15. He was great rebounding. He was their leader in rebounding. 13 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals, 1 block, 13 points. But shooting-wise, 0 for 5 from 3. Paulo was 0 for 3 from 3, 17 points, 9 rebounds, 7 assists. Paul did a good job defensively and a great job facilitating rebounding. So, look, it's not like Franz and Paulo had complete bad games, because I thought both guys were great defensively. Both guys, Franz killed it rebounding-wise. And then you saw Paulo kill it with facilitating, but but offensively, that's not where they won the game today. That was Wendell Carter, Anthony Black, Cole Anthony. That's how they won this game. But I want to get into the Magic. I want to preview their playoff matchup a little bit. I do not like this playoff matchup for them. They are a terrible three-point shooting team. They shot 11 for 39 from 3 today, which is 28%. And the crazy thing about it is that'd be considered good for this Orlando Magic team, at least getting to 10 threes made. And there is no team in the NBA that attempts more three-pointers than the Boston Celtics do. And that's, I think, very much of a trouble. It's going to be a troubled series for Orlando. Defensively, I think they're a great team, and defensively, I think there's no better. This is my opinion. There's probably no better team that you wanted. They're one of the best defensive teams in basketball. So they're a great team defensively to try to strategize to stop the 3-point shooting attempt of the Boston Celtics. But there's nothing that can. You can maybe try to stop them from making the threes, but you're not going to stop Boston from attempting the threes. And so Orlando, you're going to have and guys that shot terrible from 3 tonight, Franz, Paulo, KCP. If you want to, and I'm not going to say, because Orlando doesn't have a shot regardless. They don't have a shot to win the series at all. There's no shot at all. But if you want to be competitive, you need those guys to shoot well from three. You need the whole team to shoot well from three. Are you going to have Anthony Black and Cole Anthony shoot the way they did for an entire series? Their 7 for 12 for three tonight was great. But that was, if you look outside of that, look at the rest of the team outside of Anthony Black and Cole Anthony. The team outside of the Anthonys from three tonight shot 4 for 27. I mean, when you look at it, you compare the Hawks from three tonight were terrible. 4 for 21 from three, which is 19%. The Atlanta Hawks shot better from three tonight if you take away Cole Anthony, Anthony Black. And so I just really think that that's something that's going to really hurt them in the series with the Boston Celtics with the way they shoot the ball, the way they attempt threes. And that's why I think if you were Orlando, if I were the Magic, I would have rather faced the Cleveland Cavaliers. There's nothing against Cleveland. And Cleveland's a great three-point shooting team, so it's not like they're not going to shoot the ball well either. But I think Orlando matches better against them, and not only that, but Cleveland's not going to shoot the ball as much as as Boston's going to. So I don't think either matchup, Cleveland or Boston, would have been good for Orlando, but Cleveland might have been a little bit of a better match for Orlando. I do not see Orlando doing too well against Boston. If they were a better three-point shooting team, honestly, Orlando could probably be some pretty good trouble for this Boston Celtics team. But because of their three-point shooting issues, I don't see them being one. But still, it was a great game they played tonight. Even though their three-point shooting tonight was good for them, that's not going to be good enough against the Celtics. And for the Hawks, regardless of who you play, the Bulls or the Bulls or the Heat, the way they played tonight is not going to be good enough to beat either one of those teams. But here's the difference between the Heat or Bulls. I know you can say both the Heat and Bulls are solid defensively, but neither of them are close to as good as Orlando's defensively. So I would expect a better offensive performance for this Atlanta Hawks team, knowing that whoever they play, whether it's going to be Miami or Chicago, it's going to be an easier matchup, with what they're facing defensively. Because this Orlando team defensively is much better than what you would see with Chicago or Miami. But it's still going to be a hard matchup. But I think the easier thing is that this game was a road game. No matter who wins the game tomorrow, you're hosting that game in Atlanta. So that should help for the Hawks. But you have to have Trae Young be better. He actually had a solid game tonight, 28.6 assists, but inconsistency shooting-wise, 1 for 5 from 3, 8 for 21 from the floor, was amazing from the free throw line, 11 for 12. But then his frustration towards the end of this game, getting ejected, that's something you can't have happen again. I don't think that ejection probably doesn't matter because the game was out of hand at that time, and I get why he was frustrated. There was some shots that Trae Young shot in this game where there should have been a foul called, and he didn't get that call, and I know that was really frustrating for him, and the game was out of hand when he lost it, but you can't have those frustrations moving on. But outside of that, I mean, Dyson Daniels, I thought was really good in this game. 7 for 12, 7 points, 12 rebounds, 7 assists, 2 blocks. If you're Atlanta, you need to shoot the ball more. I know the threes weren't really falling, 4 for 21, but they didn't shoot the ball enough. And if they would have shot more threes, they might have potentially, and the question is who's shooting. If they're shooting more threes, who's taking the shots? You got a good shooter like Niang. You got Trae Young. You got Dyson Daniels, who only took 1 3 tonight. If you're playing the Orlando Magic and they've doubled the 3-point attempts on you, that is not good. If you're being, if Orlando makes twice the 3-point makes and twice, and they times their attempts by 2, that is not good for any team. For it to have the Orlando Magic outshoot you like that, and I don't think you're going to see that, and you're not going to see that with Boston, and that's why Orlando's going to have a lot of trouble with them. So let me know your thoughts on the game for the Orlando Magic today as they beat the Hawks 120-95. I thought this was a terrific performance for Orlando. Played a great game. You're going to need more from Paulo and Franz, but I could see Orlando at least getting one win against this Celtics team, but it's going to be tough for them to face the reigning champions. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section and peace out.